Hey folks, Colin here from Sumthins Recording. Today we are continuing along with our mix breakdown series, and today in the track we are breaking down the acoustic guitar mix. We're going to be going through this acoustic guitar mix today, but before we dive in, if you're ready to go a little bit deeper into the mixing process in its entirety and really start to hone your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the thing for you. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire mixing process step by step to help you get professional and radio-ready mixes without any more of the hassle and without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and break down this acoustic guitar mix. Let me, of course, start by playing you the track as a whole, and then we'll solo up to where we are. So drums, bass, acoustic guitars. Here's our finished mix for this song.
One step, and it's much too far. I'll take 2 steps, way too close, but take 3 steps, and I'm into your arms. I'll do all it takes to get to your heart. One step, and it's much too.
So you heard the acoustic guitar by itself there. This is the heart of this track. It's the main instrument in this track. It's what the song was written as well as produced around. It's a 7-bar looped acoustic guitar section, and then it repeats through the whole song. It's the progression. The whole song is written around here. So it really is the foundation and the heart of this song. One of our most important instruments in the track, besides maybe the vocal or the drums. So let's solo up our acoustics here and take a look at what we have. There are no plugins on the individual tracks here for the acoustic guitar. It's a pair, a stereo pair, left and right, same part, just played a second time. One is panned hard left, and then our double is panned hard right. They are balanced here, so I've pulled them down about 5.5 dB on the actual individual tracks, and then they're sending into the acoustics bus here, and I've done a little bit more volume balancing on the acoustic bus, but no plugins on our individual tracks here. Let me take our plugins off. You can hear where we started, and I'll kick them back on. You can hear the finished acoustic guitar again. You can hear, in addition to evening out the overall sound of the acoustic guitar, evening out the volume and frequency range, it also revs up the energy on our acoustic guitar because, again, it's the main part, it's the foundation for this song production-wise as well as writing-wise. So we want it to have energy and we want it to feel important. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're shooting for. So let me take off the compressor. Our first EQ here mainly boosts. Once we pull out the bottom end here, the high pass filter, it's mainly boosts getting our acoustic guitar where we want it in the mixer. So let me take off these top 3 boosts here, starting with just the high pass filter, just removing the bottom end that we don't need on this track because we've got a pair of electric guitars and we've got a bass guitar and kick drum as well that we need to save room for on the bottom end. So we're at 138 hertz here. Take a listen without this, and then I'll kick the high pass in. Even just on its own here, just throwing in the high pass filter, the acoustic guitar already sits so much better even by itself here than without it. You can see visually There's a ton of energy going on in the sub area because we have some mutes going on this acoustic guitar part. So whenever those mutes happen, we get this big blast of energy into the microphone, whether it's air blasts or hits from the guitar. We don't need any of that coming through inside the mix to fight with our kick drum or to fight with our bass guitar. So all of this here is being reduced with our high pass filter. It cleans up our bottom end and hones in on the main frequency range of our acoustic guitar. Now, the next boost I like to do on acoustic guitar is to add that shine up on the top end. We're at 8K here, but usually before that, I like to throw in my compressor. So I kind of work the same way on most of the tracks here. Once I get my cuts in, I'll throw my compressor in and hone down or bear down the track. So even it out and set it where I want it before I boost. And I like to boost into compression. I like the way compression holds down EQ boost. So let's throw in the compressor here. This is the 1176 emulation or the FET comp inside of Studio One. Attack is, if I turn it on here, attack's at 0.57 milliseconds, so medium slow for this unit here, but still relatively fast. And then all the way fast with the release here, so 50 millisecond release. We're only going to do 3 to 5 dB reduction on these bigger peaks here. So we're going to hold these bigger peaks, clamp down on these bigger peaks here, and then use our output gain to bring up the quieter section. So take a look here, and I'll A/B the compressor. You can hear the tone change as well as volume change. So a couple things here with this compressor. Number one, only about 3 dB reduction on these peaks here, and then the bigger peaks at the end, this guy here, that's where we're doing our 5 dB reduction to hold those down and even them out with the quieter sections of the acoustic guitar. That's our volume balancing with our compressor. Now tone change, this is where we're getting that extra edge and that extra energy. It's one of the reasons I love the FET comp so much. Even just 3 to 5 dB reduction gives you a ton of boost in energy and vibe. Listen one more time without and then with the compressor. Pay attention to how our energy shifts on the guitar. To me, it shifts it genre-wise. So it takes it from feeling more like kind of a folk song, acoustic song, to feeling like it could fit in a rock track. Let's jump back to our EQ here now and get our boosts in place. First boost I like doing on acoustic guitar is the 8K boost. Anywhere up 7, 8, 9K is going to give you that brightness across the strings and some air on the guitar as well. So take a listen, just the dB here. You can hear even just a dB, it seems like a subtle amount, but it adds that extra brightness and that extra shine across our strings and across the guitar as a whole. So very, very important move there to help our guitar sit inside the track. Now these next two moves here at about almost 4K here, 3.84K, we're adding about 2.5 dB. Take a listen to what this move does. Okay, start without it and then I'll throw it in the track. You can hear it's bringing out a frequency range of the acoustic guitar that you're not normally used to hearing just on acoustic guitar. But this here helps it cut through the mix. Anywhere from this like 3, 4K region to up to 5K on acoustic guitar gives you that energy that you need to slot the guitar inside the mix. And like I said, it's a main instrument, a foundational instrument, so it's not something that I want to be in the background or just kind of leisurely strumming along rhythm-wise. I want to be able to hear it. So this extra boost here at this almost 3 dB at 4K helps to make sure we hear the guitar inside the track as a whole. This last boost here at 1.44K, so 1.5K, almost 2 dB, 1.92 dB, this helps it sit really, really nicely against a pair of electric guitars. So I'm going to put this boost in, and then I'm going to put the electric guitars in as well, so you can hear how it fits really, really nicely with the electric guitar. So without, then with, then the electric guitars. You can hear it make sure our acoustic doesn't get lost or overtaken by all the mid-range on the electric guitars there. So one more solo and I'll put it in the track and we'll A/B our plugins overall on the acoustic guitar. Just a couple moves here to get our acoustic guitar sitting inside the mix. A little bit of EQ, removing the bottom end, adding some brightness, adding some mid-range cut, and then 3 to 5 dB reduction on the compressor to add energy and balance out the volume on the guitar. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to take your mixes to the next level and really start dialing in your workflow as an audio engineer, then I have just the tool for you, and it is completely free. It is my 7-step mixing checklist, and you can download it below to start creating more professional mixes in less time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.